Greetings and welcome to what is unplanned as I have been doing Sunday evening streams for ages now, but for one reason or another I haven't. I haven't done one for a while now. What I have been doing on Sundays is uploading content from my second channel. By the way, I'll start by saying hello to Joker Man who's in the live chat. Can I bring the live chat up on screen? Let's see. Should be working. Yeah, I pretty much got to... I've used up all the... Yeah, there's the live chat. But I do have to take down the brightness of this background image. Let's see. Yeah, I think that makes the live stream a bit easier to read. Yeah, thanks Joker Man. I am well, and I hope you are also. I hope you guys are all keeping alright. Anyone that tunes in this evening. In fact, we're, I say, about to begin. We've begun as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, as I said, I've been uploading content for my other channel, and I pretty much uploaded them all now. There's maybe one or two videos on there. One of them I came across. I will be premiering right after this stream, and actually I haven't got round to I haven't actually got round to uploading that video, so I'll do that now whilst we're live streaming. By the way, I would love someone to hit the heart button if they can. Have I got an option to do that? I want to see if the hearts come up on the screen. I don't have my phone on me, so yeah, Jokan, if you're out there and you've got the heart icon, you can, see if it works. Yeah, what's the video we're sharing tonight? The last one I had left to upload was about Deborah James. If you're not familiar with her, she was someone who, she was a very high profile campaigner for people with, she basically sold a load of t-shirts, a load of books, got loads of clicks on Instagram by being a sufferer of cancer, something which obviously has hit very many people in the real world. However, the heart button is there. Brilliant. If you're just a bit of research, on-screen research, I'd love to see if anything happens. If we see them coming up, that would really make my day to see one of them. I don't think I've got it in the... No, I don't have an option to do it myself, unfortunately. Oh, it isn't there, right. No problem. As you can see on mine, it shows up. I think maybe if you're on a mobile phone, you might be able to tap the heart. But mine's in another room, and it's just not worth me going to find it. Right, I'll bring up the thumbnail, which normally I do. I'll take you through my process for how I update these thumbnails. What was it called? Deb James II, I named this video. It is an edited piece from another live stream that I did. Where are we? I'm not sure why I can't find that. Yeah, looks like I'll have to do that one again. Right, that's annoying. Obviously saved it in the wrong place. Yeah, actually, speaking of the live chat, I'm going to try and line it up, so let's see what I can do to make sure the whole thing is in shot. Yeah, I think the whole thing is in shot. Yeah, Joker Man, how on earth are you getting on these days? Of course, your name is one of the names that come up on my thanks sheet, as I call it, where I thank people for their support, and your name's been on there for a long time now, and I really appreciate that, Joker Man, and thanks for joining us in the live chat tonight. Not sure if you might remember the video we're gonna preview tonight. I've actually just got to search through some of my old content to find the... There we go, that's what I want. Let's see. Right, I'll bring my screen up, my display up. Oh no, that's not what I want. It'll do actually. Right, display capture. Yeah, this was Deborah James. Where was the video that I... Oh, hang on. Let me bring that back up in 1 second. Right. Yep, typical ObeLive / Bobby Zines live stream, where I'm drastically unprepared. Yeah, this stream will probably go on for till about 10:15 maybe, and that's when I'll premiere Deb James II. We will have a recap of that story before the end of this stream. Let's see, where are we? I'm all over the place. Right, I'll bring up my screen quickly and see if any of you remember this video. Right, basically where we looked at a mini procession that was held for Deborah James after a fundraiser and campaigner died from bowel cancer. However, this story came from 2017. Absolutely blew my mind. Very confused how an almost identical story had taken place 5 years previous, and here they were, just doing it all over again. So, on that note, I do need a thumbnail for this evening. So yeah, if you don't mind sitting through while I create that, we'll just copy this, and yeah, originally I did a typo. I did a hashtag fowl babe because they call her hashtag bowel babe, so I changed it to fowl, but I spelled it FOWL, which I believe a fowl is a woodland creature if I'm not mistaken. Right. Deborah James II. Not my typical font, but it will do. Right, I could keep it easy, I guess, and just have it like that. I'll make her image larger. I can sometimes spend too long trying to, too long on thumbnails, and no one ends up seeing them anyways for some reason or another. The original one had a picture of Prince William in it. Maybe we could find that, because I guarantee if we go on to, if I do a search for Deborah James, we will see her with Prince William. Yeah, look at her very high profile. Is that Linford Christie carrying her coffin? That's, might not be actually, but that's pretty star-studded. Everyone went to this woman's funeral. My personal opinion is that it is a CGI creation. Could be wrong, of course, but that person looks way out of proportion, even when she isn't supposedly battling, in the throes of the last days of her life. Even then, she didn't look particularly legitimate to me. Right, but do you know what? All this, I haven't even done a audio check. Sorry, let me just make sure that the audio is playing back. 1 second. I appreciate your patience. Joker says you're doing well. Stuff happening in the Holy Land is very sad. They need Jesus. It looks like it's going to kick off. Yeah, that hasn't it been kicking off over there for decades? So I don't believe war is a particularly new thing. All right, I'm just doing my audio check, and yeah, audio sounds okay my end. Hope it is also yours. Right, where were we? I want an image of Babe with Prince. Here we go. Oh no, that's the other one. Yeah, all these people do look identical, I gotta say. Deborah James, Prince William. This was the original image we used, so we'll grab this for the background shot. And we'll have it up sooner or later. Right. Yeah. I don't follow the news particularly, but it's been unavoidable hearing about what's going on in Israel. Messed up situation one way or another. I do have a bit of a pessimistic view on war, in that they just use it to, I mean, yeah, it's just an excuse for you know, insurance payouts, rebuilding countries, but without doubt they're you know, personally I've never been there, can't say for definite they're demolishing the place, but if, you know, I always find a good place to find information, find legit videos is 153 News. I believe they've got some good some stuff up over there which you probably wouldn't find on YouTube. Right, let me just finish making my thumbnail. I do plan to have this all done, as I said, in the next 30 minutes, ready to go live. We'll see how we get on. And finally we'll do a border. And we'll make that black as well. Okay, that will do, I think. Hang on. Right, let's try and find something appealing. I often like to use hard mix. That is my that's generally my choice of distorting the images a little bit, although this one, to be honest, doesn't really need to be distorted. We'll bring that back up a little bit. We'll distort Deborah though. We'll make her look a bit cartoonish or something, with some hard light there. That'll do. Let's see. Can I find where I'd normally upload my content? Right, this is Deb James Thumb 1.jpg. Right, okay, I'll be adding that to yeah, I'll be adding that now to our site. Let me just get there. Right, add video, upload video, and let's see how easy I can find it. Deb James II. Right, I've got my description. I might as well bring my screen back on. Yeah, definitely worth checking out 153 News. We will have a quick look over there before we finish this evening. I will just upload and get my get this scheduled for 9:15. Deborah James II. I've already got the description that I used on my previous. Well, didn't need all that. Yeah, the situation was during my weekly live stream, I can't remember how long ago it was now, I normally would put a link to the original, but I obviously didn't in this one. Came across a story which stumped me for a while. A second cancer campaigner and fundraiser, also called Deborah James, passed away back in 2017, just as the second story got going. One thing about the well-known Deborah James is you can find very little information about her prior to her being diagnosed. Almost like she didn't exist prior to it. But yeah, actually I do say at the very beginning what episode it was, so I can include that. Let's see, surely I do. Yeah, I got very confused. Normally I put a little piece of information up. Sunday the 10th of July, believe in the news as a mental illness. That's what we need to look for then. Mental illness. It'd be interesting to see if I just do a search for that. Here we go. It was the first answer on Bing, whether that's a coincidence or not, but right, because yeah, we want to put a link to this video in the description. Oh, not that description. You can watch the original live stream here. There we go. And then we need to add our thumbnail, of course. Which we called... Right, hopefully it's not over 2 megabits. Nope, way under. Right, playlist. I've done a Deborah James playlist, yep. Of which the original upload might actually be on here. Add an end screen. I usually use pretty much the same end screen every time. Ah, I never changed the... That's annoying. That was silly. Okay. I'll have to use the original end screen. Yeah, normally I update all the information about... Because yeah, I can say on this video it should mention me showing appreciation and thanks to those that support me, but it won't be on this one. It will just be probably mentioning Linda Mac, when of course, as I showed earlier, there is a whole page of, well, not a whole page, there's about 5 different names that I like to thank now in every single video. But unfortunately I stupidly did not update the vid. Right, best for viewer, and I'll also do a link to that one about believing the news. Believing the news is a mental illness. There we go. And while we're at it, we'll also put a card. Yeah, as I say, anytime I link to a YouTube video, I do generally try and put one of these. Let's see. Believing the news of the mental illness. Watch the original stream here. The original stream here. And we'll place that just before the end. Yeah, it shows a t-shirt that I put up on Teespring, Rebellious Hoax. Okay, that will be premiering at 10:15 PM, so in about 20 minutes. I'll schedule it for then. October 23rd. I'll tell you what, well, no, we want it 22nd. We'll do it for 10:30. It gives me tiny bit more time. Set as a premiere. Set up the premiere. That one will do. Okay, I believe that is scheduled. So yeah, when I finish this live stream, we will hop over. In fact, I'm going to put a link to this video in this evening's live chat, which, as far as I know, I think only Jokerman's taken the time to comment in, so thanks for that. Yeah, kicking off WW3. Who knows? Perhaps that will come about, but yeah, wouldn't rule it out. I mean, like they repeat everything, it seems. Even celebrity cancer campaigners, they repeat it. So if they repeated the First and Second World War, yeah, I wouldn't doubt they would repeat it again. Make people go down into bomb shelters, have all their kids sent off to the countryside. I wouldn't put it past the governments of the world encouraging their citizens to take part in that. Very difficult thing to avoid, of course. Deb James II at premiere. Okay, link in the description, and it will be in the description of this particular video this evening. There were a few, yeah, I haven't done one of these live streams or put any content up on this channel for a long time. Every so often now I do come across stories, and I talk about that on my live stream, but obviously I'm not particularly doing them now. I mean, it won't be the last one I do, but I just don't do regularly on a Sunday anymore, particularly now as I've run out of content. Yeah, do you say the people of Israel and Palestine need our saviour, Yahushua, in their life? Unfortunately, I think the people that actually decide whether or not to go about with conflict, the profit that is made during a war, the amount of public money that gets spent on weapons or hospitals, all the sort of places that profit from war. I think their desire to rip off the general public overcomes any they'd have to make a drastic life change in order to ever consider this type of teachings found in the Holy Scriptures. But yeah, absolutely can't argue with that. 153news.net. Yeah, I occasionally upload content on here. We're not going to have any audio from the desktop today, actually. Well, we could. No, actually, we're not. Oh, but yeah, here is the channel. I don't know why this video came up. It must be one of the last ones I watched. Jewish soldiers, Detroit. You know, there's tons of stuff up on here about videos people have taken themselves. And if you're not familiar with this website, it gets the highest recommendation from me, definitely. Particularly because the people that run it are, the people that host it, really decent family, and they've put out great content. Jason, who's kind of, I would say, him and his family run it, and they do a great job as far as I'm concerned. No advertising. You don't get any of these "we value your privacy" or "we value your personal information." What they mean is your personal information is very valuable to us. You don't get any of those because he doesn't require this website to run on cookies or whatever. This and you got some really good content producers putting stuff up. Jason Boss, that's his main. This is the actual guy who runs it, and they also have been putting together another website where they're liberating a translation of the Holy Scriptures, which was used to just rip off a load of people. I've mentioned it before in my streams, and this guy's done a brilliant job of exposing them. Have to, if we're talking about Jason Boss, we have to mention this website as well. Another one I would recommend. If you go to the menu, go to downloads, you will find the scriptures, single column. Loads of different translations, loads of different books, which don't make it in the 66 books of the what would be considered the Bible. Do they call it canonized or something? I will put a link to this in the live chat as well. And of course, the description. What happened there? I jumped from one site to another. Here we go. No. Here we go. Okay. We've got 30 minutes then until the stream, till the premiere begins. Let's see. Right, let me just find a link to this one. In the past I used to play videos at the beginning and at the end of my streams, also when I took like a quick intermission. Right. Now when we finish, you can tune into this if you so wish. I can't remember why I wanted to link to this now. No idea. Right, yes. As for the videos that you'll find up on this channel, I would certainly recommend you look at them, but me personally, there's a reason why they're not on YouTube. There's a reason why they're over here. Right, going back to who this tonight's premiere is about, Deborah James. We will actually catch up with that in just 1 second, actually. Yeah, bear with me. I'm going to put the audio back on just for 30 seconds while I take a quick break. I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. We're right back. Joe Klein says, wars bring in technologies without question. Yeah, there's a huge amount of public money would obviously go to the development and manufacture of weapons. I mean, it's a bit like the space race or whatever you wouldn't necessarily call it the space race now, but it's a bit like how space is like a financial black hole. Put money in, and how accountable is it when you just tell everyone you spent it on a rocket that goes into outer space? Well, what about saying, well, we've got a war in this part of the world that our army just has to take part in? Thank you, Joker Man. I always make that mistake. Let's hope I wasn't drowning myself out. Good job I was checking the live chat on that one. Yeah, welcome to ObeLive's live streams. Stupid errors like that happen all the time. If not, we'll be watching a video and I'll have the thumbnail up over the top of it, something silly, or I forget to unmute the microphone and be blabbering on for 20 minutes with no one here. It can all happen on a live stream. Well, on one of mine anyway. But not with wonderful feedback from the likes from the live chat, which I massively appreciate, Joker Man. Thank you very much. Right, we'll head back, and yeah, just a reminder for anyone that doesn't remember Deborah James. The story happened about, when was it? It was in 2022, around the same time that, if you want to speak about coincidences, so yeah, as we'll see in the premiere of the video, this wasn't the first Deborah James that passed away. By the way, would you rule out the possibility, let's just say they use actors and lookalikes for this, to do these, and supposing it isn't just CGI from the beginning, how identical are William, and I think this is meant to be her brother, it isn't her husband. Yeah, they wear the same clothes pretty much. Look at their hair, both got identical, more or less identical comb overs. Nose is a slightly different shape, but yeah, lots of weird coincidences. This, yeah, they made an absolute fortune off of this as well. Oh, what happened there? There's not been a third Deborah James, surely. Cancer activist? Oh, that's the same one. There's no way that's the third Deborah James. But yeah, they've made an absolute killing on this, and just like space and just like possibly war, wouldn't it be disgusting if it wasn't as it seems? Yeah, if they were ripping people off. 11.3 million, a fund set up by Deborah James, who has raised 11.3 million for research. Yeah, what kind of research do you think they'll do with that? Testing on animals? Yep, absolutely. They'll be probably paying for lots of animals to live in misery as they inflict it with, you know, horrible forms of treatment. Oh, what's the maximum dose of chemo we can put in a person? Well, how do we figure that out? Well, first we blast a load of animals with it and see what sort of horrific side effects it has. Oh, disgusting. Right. Yeah. So yeah, they've it did, of course, promote, encourage lots of people to. I want to find out about this story. I want to know if what the PenFed Foundation is. It's not going to be something to do with cancer, surely. Oh, the US Air Force. Okay. Another slightly suspect-looking person, you could say. But yeah, that's a completely irrelevant, separate story. And yeah, we could watch videos like this closely and we would probably see like her glitching out if we actually ever see her being interviewed. I bet you would see signs that the video's not as it seems. I want to see it actually. We will just watch a couple of minutes of Deborah James being interviewed. She always gives away what I consider, what's the word? Like, she just gives away that she's lying all the time. She says things she doesn't need to, like, or they put in how honest she is. Like, watch out for the glitching. I mean, they might not always do. We haven't got any audio as far as I know. Yeah, you shouldn't be hearing the desktop. Oh, what am I doing? Okay, while that's on, actually, I'm going to have a quick look at the live chat. Jokerman says Pharmacia is poison fighting poison. Well, all I can say is... Right, hang on, we will have a look at this. Chris Evans, wasn't he accused of... I mean, loads of celebrities are accused these days, so there's nothing unusual there. But I believe there's been some controversy. Yeah, I'm not going to make any comments on medication or pharmacia, but it is an interesting subject nonetheless, which we could look at one day. Right, I'm going to suggest either, of course, they could just dress someone up. When was this meant to have taken place? 3 years ago, so before she got seriously ill. Just want to see if we get any glitching. For one thing, look how... I don't know how well you can see it. Does she look more brightly lit up than these guys? They all look quite grey and glitchy. I mean, I'm not sure. Hang on. If we... Again, I never know how well you guys see this when I bring up comparisons like this. Just look at the face, okay? For me, there is a clear cut off on her nose. Just there. Her nose is trimmed off. Weird, yeah, could just be weird. And it also looks like there's some sort of, you know, just a discoloration. Everything looks very blocky. Not the most legitimate images you might see. I think her nose just cut off as well there. They're not doing very close up on her. Hang on, watch when she turns to the side. Maybe it's just the light. I don't know. I'm not sure. Perhaps she has just supposed to have a very small nose. Okay, I'm just expecting to see glitching in a minute. Just don't be surprised if the whole picture starts glitching out. Particularly where she is. Right, we're not hearing what she says, so she could be making all sorts of concessions. But I'm more looking for a glitcherama, as it were. Which perhaps... What's that weird crease in her face there? Perhaps that's normal, I don't know. Let's just do a bit of a close-up on the face. Perhaps she's just got a lot of thick makeup on in that area, or sorry, or lots of makeup in other areas, but that part of her head seems very discoloured just around there. And also, I'm not quite sure what this is here. It's a very tight right angle going on above the eyes. Perhaps that's normal, who knows. But I would kind of wonder if this is a piece of, you know, prosthetic that they've just put over. Maybe the... who knows what it is. But, yeah, you'll have to draw your own conclusions on that one. I mean, lots of people every year die of receiving treatment for cancer. However, this one person was considered, their plight and their case was considered so important that we got to watch them on Chris Evans' breakfast show. I'm sure she's talking very passionately. Do we want to hear her talk? Not really. She's got a very annoying voice, I can tell you that. Still got that crease going on in her eyebrow. I will point that out. And the teeth look very unrealistic. Let's look for her. And as I said, there was a previous Deborah James. You'll see this in the video we're premiering in about 15 minutes, so I won't go too much into it. Deborah James minis. I'll see if that brings up the 40 mini. Yeah, this is where I got extremely confused. Confused watching, coming across this one about a 37-year-old fundraiser and campaigner who died of bowel cancer. Just happened to be called Deborah James, but this one didn't get as much attention. And even that image there is glitching. But whatever, anything could be causing that, I guess. Oh, greetings by the way to Jeff Gashead. Lovely to see you in the live chat. Thank you for tuning in. Jeff said sword around a snake logo. Yeah, that's on every single ambulance. We, of course, did a video on that. The Star of Life, I believe they call that. We'll have a look at that before we go. Yeah, talking about stories that repeat. Another person I've done videos on. Again, I'm pretty much just repeating what you're going to see in the premiere anyway, so I'm not going to go too much into that. But Deborah James still gets mentioned constantly. Is this what you're referring to, Jeff Gashead? I'll bring the live chat up a minute. And again, we'll actually, we'll see if my video comes up when we search for Beware the Star of Life, one of the many live streams I've done, of course. There we go. Top answer on... I'm not sure if that's just because I'm signed in. Let's do it with a private... And we'll do it on Google. See what comes up first on Google search. I don't normally use it, but I'm just curious whether my video comes up. Beware the... Yep. one that I did on the 23rd of the 1st, 2022 about this very subject. Right, what are we doing? So you guys probably, I expect both of you were in the live chat for that one anyway, but if you weren't, I will put it in now. Let me see. Beware the Star of Life video. Yeah, when you're, you know, injured, fighting for your life, you kind of don't really want to have to rely on, you know, get into a van where the symbol they're using is the Star of Life. Jokerman says Scotch egg stories that repeat. Okay, do you know what, Jokerman? You nearly had me doing a search for a story about Scotch eggs. But yes, they absolutely do seem to constantly repeat the same story over and over. Yeah, okay, we're 18 minutes past, so we are going to be drawing this live stream to a close very soon, and I will see you over on well, I'll see you in the live chat of the premiere. The video doesn't go on very long. It's only about 2 minutes long, probably. Be a nice way to end my Sunday presentation. Yeah, apparently the word, I see you were mentioning the word pharmakeia earlier. I know the content producer, were they called? ODTV. He did a documentary on pharmakeia, and I believe it is it a word that comes up in some translations of the Holy Scriptures? I'm not sure. We could have a quick look at the origins of that. One thing you have to say about you would kind of say about the pharmaceutical industry is, of course, goes without saying, origins of word pharmakeia. Yeah, very profitable. Alright, pharmakeia is a word that has multiple meanings and origins. It is the name of a Swedish pharmaceutical company founded in 1911. It is a term that can mean medicine, a treatment, a poison, a magic potion, depending on the context. It comes from the Greek pharmakeia, which means sorcery. It is related to the words pharmakeia. Sorry if that's a bit doesn't read very well. So yeah, sorcery is the origins of the word pharmakeia, which kind of, when you think about it, for one thing, again, another video I've done, I'm not going to do a link to it, but I put it out there. I called it modern day mediums, that GPs, for example, are fortune tellers. When you go to a doctor, if you've ever been unfortunate enough to be in a hospital, people who, you know, nurses, doctors, particularly doctors, a lot of them like to think they know the future. They can tell you it's, yeah, and it's not a person I would ever, somebody who, you know, deals in the world of pharmakeia isn't someone I would personally put my faith in, put my trust in. Not a chance. These are, of course, the same people. Yeah, was it one of the last times I had to go into the hospital? I had someone try and thrust a disposable face mask at me, and you know, what kind of advice is that? We're all on the off chance someone might have a cold, we're going to force you to suffocate yourself? No chance. Not the amount of time they keep you waiting in like A&E, for example. They really think people are going to go without a free, you know, a unrestricted flow of oxygen for that amount of time. Must be mad. No wonder they're ill. Fortunately, on the last, numerous times I've been to hospitals, I've fortunately either been a visitor or I've been escorting someone else. I've not had to go in myself for treatment, and I'm not tempting fate, but I thank God that I'm fortunate enough not to have needed hospital treatment lately. I've had some horrible, a few conditions, like my ears swelled up about a year ago. I am kind of bit concerned that might happen again this winter, hopefully not, but that was horrible. Yeah, I was more or less deaf for about a week and a half. I didn't get that checked though. I left it and it got better by itself. And then I had a whitlow. What I found out was called a whitlow, which is an infection in your finger, but neither times did I go and put my faith in pharmacia. I just let my God-given immune system take care of things, and although it got to the point where it felt like I wasn't going to recover from it, I did. Jokeman said it's in the Old Testament and it's in the origin. To be honest, I don't remember reading the word pharmacia, but I certainly read the word sorcery, and they do absolutely refer to that. But if there's a translation, I don't believe it's been any of the translations I've ever read, but we'll see. I'm currently on my in the Book of Numbers of the King James translation. There was a small church that gives away Bibles, and I just finished reading the previous translation, and I was looking, I said, God, please guide me towards the next translation I should try reading, and there it was, free Bibles, so I took a King James version. But right, we are 7 minutes away from the premiere, so we'll be wrapping up very soon. Jeff and Joe Command, thank you both for taking the time to comment tonight. Very much appreciate it. And anyone that's happened to tune in, do I still have my animation? I don't think I do. I used to have a little thing asking people to, let's see if I can bring it up, hang on. Oh, right, 1 second, let me find it. Shouldn't take long. Here we go. Oh, hang on, let me line it up. Right, yes, if anyone would like to do me the huge compliment of hitting the thumbs up button on this evening's video before you finish tonight, it would be hugely appreciated, as is subscribing to this channel if you're not already, and sharing on social media if you happen to use it. I would be forever in your debt. Thank you very much. Another way of showing your appreciation is checking out some of the links in the description of tonight's video, and you will also find how you can, other ways. It'll give you links to Patreon, Cash App, those sorts of places if anyone wants to say thanks for tonight's video, but I really don't expect it, but I really do massively appreciate those of you that do. Joe Command being with us this evening in the live chat. Right, I've got a couple of minutes to go yet, because they don't actually start up the premiere. It gives you 2 minutes of a clock counting down, so I guess Joe Command says you're thinking of becoming Orthodox. Yeah, to be honest, I find, I mean, out of all of them, all I can say, Joe Command, is give it prayer, give it consideration, and see what fits, see what seems like a good fit to you. And I happen to, not that I'm considering joining them, but I was approached in my local town centre, by a couple of Mormons a couple of weeks ago, who asked me if I wanted to learn about Jesus Christ, and I almost corrected them and said, well, I call him Yahushua HaMashiach, but I didn't. I just said, well, I actually think I know plenty about him already, and then we kind of had a bit of a discussion, and they mentioned the Book of Mormon, or they talked about Jesus going to America or something like that. Obviously, my honest response was, because they asked me what I thought of it, and I told them I'd never read it, so I couldn't really comment on it. I've heard from others, I'll let you make your judgment on the Church of, are they otherwise known as Seventh-day Adventists? I believe that's another name for Mormons, although I could have that wrong. Jeff says you don't need a religion, just pray to God. I don't disagree with that, because I do find lots of organised religion. Put it this way, does the church you want to go to, for example, do they celebrate Christmas, which is basically celebrating the birthday of I want to say, not Enoch, what am I thinking of? My goodness, my head's gone blank. The warrior against Yahweh. How can I not remember his name? The one that built the Tower of Babel. Do they celebrate his birthday? How do they go along with things like, do they keep the Sabbath day? Is a big one for me. Do they consider the original, what's come to be known as the Old Testament? Is that considered taken seriously? Because it certainly should be. Without it, the what's known as New Testament is pretty much just it lacks context. Jokerman says SDA's Seventh-day Adventists, the Protestants that celebrate the Sabbath, but their founder as a false prophet. So, is that otherwise known as Mormons? Is that the same people, or am I desperately... Let's have a look. Don't take 2 seconds to bring up our search bar, does it? Seventh-day Adventists. Right, perhaps they are different. Perhaps they aren't Mormons. I might have that way off. What's another name for Mormons then? That's it. The Church of the Latter-day Saints. Joseph Smith. I've heard it mentioned Joseph Smith was a Mason, but let's have a look. Joseph Smith. Right, is he doing all the typical gestures? I don't know. You'd have to be the judge of that. I don't know anything about the guy, to be honest. So, what's that he's doing in that photo? That isn't... I'm sure that's just a coincidence he's got his hands like that, yeah? I'm sure there's no way it's a Masonic gesture, is it? 2 fingers between overlapping? I'm not sure. You'd have to look that one up yourself. That is Joseph Smith, though. Wow, okay, my premiere has begun. So, this might be just about where we call it a night. Jeff says 2512, Apollo's birthday. I can't believe I cannot remember Noah's grandson. Goodness me. I keep wanting to say Enoch. It's absolutely not Enoch. Right, hang on. Whose birthday is 25th December? Right, because that's right. This was the original search I did. By the way, we are going to go over to our premiere in a minute. Hunter against God. Nimrod, that was it. If you do, when is Nimrod's birthday? Comes up, according to free sources, Nimrod was born on the 25th of December. Oh, we got background audio going on. Hopefully not. Oh, right, I've got this video. Okay, we do have the premiere now starting, so I don't think we want two things going on at once. I will leave a final link to this where you can catch it. How long does it go on for? I think it's only about 2 minutes, so yeah, Jokerman, thank you. Jeff Gashead, Apollo was... It could also be Apollo. Right, let me put this in the live chat quickly, and we are gonna start wrapping up. Premiere on now. If you're in a position to watch it, yeah, I hope you enjoy it. And I will be back for another live stream soon. Thank you ever so much, Jeff and Jokerman. Really appreciate you both taking part this evening. Let's see. Yeah, big thanks to everyone. If you've tuned in, and if you tune into the premiere, which I'm going to pop on over to now. Okay, I'm going to play it with a bit of music and see you over there. Okay, thanks for tuning in. Good night, over and out.